is anti-American. It has to stop. And it vindicates the Trump administration when they say we're stripping visas from people who engage in this kind of ideology, who think that this is the way that you settle scores in this country. That's not what we do here. And they're trying to get them out.
We're learning the man facing charges with carrying out that attack in Boulder is an illegal immigrant. He overstayed his visa. And Acting ICE Director Todd Lyons is here. We were just talking to Trey Gowdy about this, put up on the board for everybody, the timeline. We know that he was here. He was told to leave. He was given a work authorization, but that expired. He overstayed that. How many people do you know of have overstayed their visas? And is there a push, I imagine, by you at ICE and across the administration to try to find them and get them out before any other things like this happen? Not that all of those people would commit these kinds of crimes, not at all. But something like this makes you wonder, like, if he hadn't been here, those people wouldn't have been attacked.
Right. Thanks, Dana. Well, I appreciate you having me on. Yeah, for sure. There's a big push right now on ICE to go ahead and identify all these individuals that have overstayed their visas. We have millions that have come in, all across the last administration that have overstayed their visas and overstayed their welcome. And one of the main missions of ICE is to go ahead and arrest anyone that we can take an enforcement action on that has violated immigration law. And violating their visa and violating that commitment to leave on time is one of those enforcement actions. And we're focused on that. And like your point, we want to go ahead and we make sure we take these bad actors out of the country before anything like this could happen. Because under the last administration, the screening just wasn't there. We don't have the intent of what a lot of these people came for. While many may have came for the American dream, a lot have come here to commit crime, commit terrorist acts, or just not be the person that we want in our neighborhood. So ICE is focused on finding these individuals and removing them quickly.
It is pretty galling, right? He's from Egypt. He said that he was scared to go back to Egypt and yet was not scared to pull this kind of a terrible attack against these people. We'll have much more on that coming up. In the meantime, in Massachusetts, you had, I think, the largest ever raid, or at least netting of arrests of 1,461 people. That's the largest so far. And those that were arrested, 790 of them had criminal convictions, and 277 had what we were just talking about, final orders of removal or deportation. Tell us more.
No, and Dana, it was a great operation, and the fact that it was over the course of a month really shows the commitment of the men and women of ICE here in Massachusetts and all over New England. And we took a whole-of-government approach. We used all of our partners to include diplomatic security, the U.S. Marshal Service, ATF, FBI, DEA, to really locate and arrest these criminal aliens. One highlight for this operation is the fact that it was successful because we worked with our joint partners in a sanctuary state like Massachusetts, where it's extremely difficult. Where we had Operation Tidal Wave last month in Florida, there was a week-long operation working with our state partners. That's a state that cooperates with us. Here in Massachusetts, we don't have any cooperation from the local departments or from the state, which makes it extremely difficult for ICE to get out there and find these bad guys.
One of the things is, obviously, you arrested a lot of people, but the Democratic governor, Maura Healey, is focused on one person. It's an 18-year-old. Local media up there in Massachusetts says his name is Marcelio Gomez, apparently 18. And she wrote this: I'm demanding immediate answers from ICE about the arrest of a Milford High School student yesterday, where he is, and how his due process is being protected. The Trump administration continues to create fear in our communities, and it's making us all less safe. Apparently, he is 18 and helping with the volleyball team there. What can you tell us about this case and his whereabouts?
Well, I can tell you the fact that he is an overstay, much like the individual that we were just talking about in Colorado. One of his parents, his father, was the target of the operation. He was driving the fatherless vehicle. And ICE, like any other law enforcement agency, if we encounter someone that is here illegally or has violated the law, like this young gentleman did, then we're going to take action. But what I'd say to the governor is, does she ask every police department when they lawfully arrest an 18-year-old what's going on with them? I think what she needs to do is let the federal government focus on what we're doing and get these people who have overstayed their visa and violate immigration law out of our country.
It's a good point. Maybe we'll have a chance to ask her that very question ourselves. Thank you, Todd Lyons of ICE. We appreciate it.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.